Some luxury cars try to impress you. The W140 S-Class doesn't try at all. It dominates. This is the sedan that forced Mercedes to ask a simple question. What if we build the most advanced, most comfortable, most over-engineered car in the world and ignore the cost completely? The answer became one of the greatest luxury machines ever created. A rolling fortress that redefined what a flagship sedan could be. And more than 30 years later, nothing has captured that same presence, that same weight, that same unshakable feel of the W140. When it launched in 1991, the world wasn't ready. This wasn't a car. It was a technological manifesto. Double-pane vacuum windows, hydraulic self-closing doors, a body so heavily insulated, it felt like the outside world disappeared the moment the doors shut. Mercedes literally sent engineers to stand in front of early prototypes to test how quiet the cabin was. And they could hear their own heartbeat. And then, there was the size. The W140 didn't just sit on the road. It occupied space like a luxury tank. It was wider, taller, heavier, and more solid than anything in its class. BMW's E32 7 Series looked small next to it. Lexus had to completely rethink the LS. Even Rolls-Royce took notes. This was the moment Mercedes said, "The S-Class isn't competing, it's leading." Under the hood, the engine lineup was pure engineering flex. Straight sixes, V8s, and the crown jewel, the M126.0 liter V12, 389 horsepower, a torque curve smoother than oil on glass, an idle so perfectly balanced you could rest a coin on the valve cover, and it wouldn't fall. This wasn't just an engine, it was mechanical art. The same DNA would later power the Pagani Zonda, one of the greatest hypercars on Earth. But the magic of the W140 wasn't speed, it was the sensation. At 160 kilometers per hour, the car didn't feel fast. It felt inevitable. Effortless acceleration, zero vibration, wind noise crushed by layers of insulation. A heavyweight luxury cruiser that treated every highway like a private lane. Inside the cabin, the W140 felt like a CEO's command center. Memory seats for both front and rear passengers. A dual-zone climate control system sensitive to sun angle. A rear sunshade that rose smoothly like a power curtain. And the world's first Parktronic sensors. A feature so futuristic that rival brands called it unnecessary until they copied it. Even the tiniest details were over-engineered. The door handles had dampened mechanisms, so they felt soft, not springy. The glove box latch was built to survive decades of slams. The floor mats were thicker than some hatchback doors. And the wiring harness? Biodegradable, because Mercedes was thinking in the future. Ironically, that became a headache years later, but it shows just how far ahead the engineers were pushing. But the real proof of the W140's excellence? Tuning culture, and specifically AMG. Before the AMG-Mercedes merger, these guys were building monsters in small numbers. The W140 got special treatment. The S70 AMG, S72 AMG, and the insanely rare S73 AMG were V12 titans pushing 525 to 574 horsepower. Not loud, not dramatic, just silent brutality. Pulling a 2-ton executive sedan with the force of a supercar. And here's the crazy part. These AMG W140S are now among the most valuable 90s Mercedes ever made. Collectors know what they are, the peak of peak Mercedes engineering. But beyond the tech, the performance, and the prestige. What made the W140 legendary was its philosophy. It came from a time when Mercedes didn't ask, "How much will this cost?" They asked, "How do we make it perfect?" No shortcuts, no compromises, no marketing buzzwords, just engineering obsession. Today, modern S-Classes are smarter, faster, and stuffed with screens. But none of them feel like the W140. None have that vault door thump. None have that indestructible presence. None feel like they could survive an apocalypse and keep the climate control running. That's why the W140 is now a modern classic. Prices are rising, quality examples are vanishing, and enthusiasts are finally realizing what this car represents. The last Mercedes built with no limits. The final era of engineer first, accountant second. The W140 wasn't just luxury, it was a statement about ambition, a reminder of a time when Mercedes pushed the boundaries simply because they could. And maybe that's why, even today, when a W140 glides past, everything else suddenly feels a little less serious, a little less solid, a little less inevitable. Because once a car this perfect exists, the real question becomes, will anyone ever dare to build something like it again?